Hey ladies, it's Jen here. I am here actually in my boyfriend's workout room. Shh, don't tell him. I have a few paintings left over that I was getting ready for my show, and I figured I would just come on and talk to you guys about why I am really excited about the course that I've shared with you, my Abundantly Inspired Biz course. I am just so looking forward to doing this course because it really brings together all of my passions and values over the years. And one of those passions that I've always had is really helping, other women who are healers and creatives really believe in themselves and know their worth when it comes to the work that they do. And I've really felt that, there's a huge disservice in our culture when we don't treat our healers and people who are bringing love and beauty and healing into this world, because we have to treat ourselves with the most love and self care if we're going to help other people. And so I used to work for a mental health agency years ago, and when I became director at that facility, I really wanted to bring mindfulness and meditation along with trainings to all the staff. And that was actually the role that happened for me, and yet I just kept feeling like I was hitting these blocks and I wasn't getting the freedom to do the types of programs I wanted to do, and I started to feel really stuck. And I was in this 9 to 5 job, and I knew that I was meant to do more. And it was like I knew I was supposed to do more, but I felt comfortable because I had the salary that I'd always wanted. And it felt really nice to have that salary, but my creative juices were stunted. I wasn't getting access to working with staff like I wanted to do. And so, interestingly enough, at the end of the year, I think this was 2012, they started to do some layoffs. And there was an entire day where everyone was discussing, someone was getting laid off, and they were coming to me and we were talking about it, and we didn't know what was going to happen. And little did I know that when I went home that night, yeah, you can guess it, it was me. I was the one who got laid off. I got a lovely email after being with this company from the beginning of them launching their sites. I had helped them launch the site specifically that I was at, and it was just an email. And I was hurt, I was blindsided, I felt, embarrassed, that people were coming to me for advice when they knew it was going to be me. It was just such an inauthentic experience. And this is, the light bulb moment that came up for me, which, because of my resiliency that I've had over the years, I always try to see the silver lining behind something. And that's not always easy to do. Those of you who know my story, it's been a really hard journey at times. However, I knew that this was my chance and this was my time, and that being let go from this position was my opportunity. And I contemplated it for maybe about a month. I had a month to kind of decide if I was going to take a second job within the company that they offered me. It was a demotion. They actually had gotten rid of all the director positions. It wasn't just me. It was several people across the board. And basically, I was like, why would I take a demotion that's going to pay me the same amount as unemployment would? Never been on unemployment before, but I just knew that this was my time to start my own business because I'd been wanting to do it for forever. And I remember getting advice from people who've been in the social work field for a really long time, telling me to take all these jobs, look for jobs that just made me want to cry when I looked at their descriptions. And I just knew that I couldn't do that to myself, that I had already been through so much. Many of you who have worked in environments where it is an intensive outpatient program or you're working with people intensively, you can get vicarious traumatization from people's experiences. And that was what had happened to me. I was totally burnt out. And this can happen, whether you're in the mental health field or not. It can happen in any job, because our culture of work in this country, and I'm sure in many countries, is that there isn't enough time unless you work for yourself or you create your own schedule to take care of yourself in the way you need it. And I had no idea what was going to happen over the past 6 years. And I'm so glad that I listened to my intuition. And yet it was scary. That first year, I was spending a lot of time taking care of myself, resting. And it was actually wanting to work on the online business that I have today, but I didn't know what to do. I had all these pieces, but my fear of actually having an income coming in once unemployment ran out, it was only a year's worth of time, was really motivating me. And that's when I started my private practice. And within about 4 months of having my private practice, like really setting that intention, I had enough where I was supporting myself. And I owe a lot to the spiritual principles and the practical foundations that I used. And as you also know, I am an artist as well. And so I bring this creative healing together. And so I have a strong passion for creatives, for healers, to help you do the same, because I don't believe that we're in this life to, just get by, to only have our relaxation and our fun and our joy on the weekends, in the evening. I really, really believe in you and your gifts and your ability to reach the world with your message. And I am just so excited to bring all of this into the course. Now, for those of you that I've sent the curriculum to, and if you haven't gotten it yet and you'd like to take a look at it, I'm happy to send it to you. If you want me to email it, I'm playing with my hair. My hair is a little wet. I'm happy to send it to you, but you're going to see, a combination of practical strategies. And, this is an intro course. This whole course could probably go for months and months. And I really believe that it's at least a $3,000 course, but I'm selling it for around $1,000 right now because it's an intro. I'm doing it live. I have the space and the energy to give to those of you, and those of you who I'm really connecting with here, people who have been either clients of mine, for years, worked with me before, have connected with me through social media, and I just feel, a kindred connection to you. And I want to make this something, that is accessible for you, which is why there's payment plans, which are, barely $100, which I know can feel like a lot of money if you don't have a lot coming in. However, just to give you guys, and be completely honest, even when I was unemployment, I was able to always invest at least several $100s into myself each month. And that's nothing, but I just made that my bare minimum. And I've seen that the ladies who work with me are willing to do the same. And I've seen miraculous things happen in their lives, just from reducing perfectionistic tendencies to getting amazing jobs, to getting into relationships, to becoming, more themselves, relaxed, expressive, really, living these full lives. And what's also happening is I'm starting to see these same ladies that they have a message to share, that they are light workers, that they are healers in their message because of the stories that they've been through. And so I am just really, really excited to share all of this with you guys. Some of the things that have happened over the years for me have been just teaching retreats, workshops, online courses, teaching painting and yoga classes. I have created a life where I live in a house. I never lived in a house before. Did you guys know that? I know some of you know my story, but I grew up in an apartment. I lived in an apartment my whole life. My mom was a single mother. My father didn't pay child support. So we were on welfare for a lot of years. We didn't have a lot of money. And I had to learn all these things, for myself of course with the help of others, but that resiliency and that inspiration inside of me has always guided me. And here I am, I've got my dream car. I was able to manifest, a better version of this car this year for cheaper. I've been on 4 trips. I'm going to be going on my 4th trip now in a couple of days. I'm going to Italy for 2 weeks. I just got back from Florida, which is why one of my clients said, "You're like a darker ethnicity." I have to keep clicking this video. I'm not sure it keeps going to screensaver. But, it's been amazing. I was in Asheville, North Carolina before that, where I was able to manifest this experience where one of my art mentors invited me to assist at her workshop. And not only that, asked me to, teach a segment and so many things. I have a few notes here because I wanted to keep track of all the wonderful things that have happened, because this is, how we create more. This is not me saying, "Oh my God, look at me." This is like, yes, you can do this too. We can do this. We can do this together. Okay, yeah. New art studio. All of a sudden, I was working in my living room. Now here I am. I have my whole space. I'm completely redoing my office. So it's going to be super chic and creative and amazing. 3 exhibitions. I mean, I just started selling my art last summer, and by putting myself out there and sharing my message and my voice, which are these things that I'm going to teach you, was invited, to share my art without even having to look for these locations. Just those things came to me. I've gone to 8,000 followers on Instagram from 500 in, just over a year. And they're just amazing, kind, loving, smart, high vibe, gifted and talented people like you. And, this tribe that I love, I get 80-minute massages every month from my soulmate masseuse, who has given me this amazing deal and conquered my fear of online speaking. Here I am. It was still, as much as I was a speaker in person, for some reason online speaking was really difficult for a while for me. So that has completely opened up among so many other things. So this course that we're going to do together is going to really be hands-on, and it's live. I don't know how many times I'll be doing this live, so this is definitely one of the times that you're going to definitely have access to me. And it's amazing because since I'm just launching this and I'm literally launching the Facebook group, you're going to have so much more one-on-one support. And that's something that I really value too. I really love connecting with people. That's what's different about me than oftentimes other mentors and coaches, because I love that one-on-one support. So we're going to do that. We're going to have Q&A. I'm going to take you through the whole umbrella of what creating your own business looks like. And most importantly, we're going to keep addressing the spiritual principles and the growth within that it takes, because you can learn all of these strategies, you can learn all of these techniques. However, if we don't do the work on the inside, it's very mechanical, we get burned out, we don't have the inspiration, motivation, and consistency to keep putting ourselves out there, because that's what the difference is between someone who is successful and someone who is not. It's that commitment and that consistency and that matching of your energy to what you're giving out instead of having it drain you. So this is all the things we're going to be talking about. I'm so excited. I have more to say, but I know that you guys probably have things to do and I don't want to make this too long. So I'll probably send you guys out maybe another snippet of a video. And if you have any questions at all, please email me. I also am available if anyone would like just a short video chat or phone call in order to just discuss a little bit more about the program and make sure that it's the right fit for you. I definitely, the program isn't for everyone and where they're at in their businesses, but for those of you that I have talked to, I think you are a good fit. But I will be honest with you if this program is right for you, if you do have questions about that. So again, I'm Jen Mele. I am an e-course creator, an inspirational mentor for high vibe women in their lives and businesses, and of course a paint rebel, some of my cooler, bluer pieces here. And I will be talking to you guys soon. Love you. Bye.